Hello guys, Gabriel here. Welcome to Freedom Hustle, another video here in the channel. And in today's video, we'll be talking about side hustles in the UK and why I want to talk about side hustles here in the UK. First of all, if you don't have a side hustle in your life, you're gonna struggle financially, for sure. Because everything is so expensive, cost of living crisis, and our money doesn't have the same value as before. So if you don't have a big salary, and probably you don't have, if you're watching this video, you're gonna struggle with only your little salary. So side hustles is extremely important. But at the same time, choosing or picking up the right side hustle can make totally different. And that's why this video is so important, because I'll be sharing with you the best side hustle I ever tried here in the UK. And I've tried so many side hustles here in the UK. I've tried many things. I've tried food delivery. I've tried courier. I've tried local services. I've tried online businesses, affiliate marketing, e-commerce. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried many things, online and offline. And through my experience, I chose these side hustles because of few things, and we'll be talking about these few things. These side hustles that I chose, the first thing is makes me good profits. All right, we want to do something that will give us profits, because if it doesn't give us profits, it doesn't make any sense if we're doing it. So lots of side hustles we do, and it doesn't give you profits instantly. So if it doesn't give you profits instantly, it's not a good side hustle, because we need that money now. All right, and there's also types of side hustles, but now we're talking about the best side hustle. So a good side hustle needs to give you money instantly and good profits. All right. The second thing that is important for me, and probably for you too, it's we want a side hustle that is not a big hassle, that you know you're not gonna fuck your life to do that side hustle. It's not gonna cost you so much time. It's not gonna cost you so much of your physiques. Like you're gonna do laboring for a fucking massive building to get not enough money. For me, this is not a good side hustle, because you're gonna be fucking yourself for not enough money. So this side hustle that I found and I'm doing, it's pretty much no hassle. All right. Another thing good on it is easy to start. It needs to be something easy to start, that you can start straight away. You can just pick it up, choose that, and then start doing the next day or start doing it next week. It needs to be like easy. Fourth thing that this side hustle has is you can do it from home. So the best thing in the world is if you find a side hustle and you don't even need to leave your home, or you can do like a hybrid model. You do it from home, you get money, and then you only need to go out to do part of the job, but that's not the main job or the main hustle. Okay. Another thing which is good in this side hustle, you can start with less money. You don't need a lot of money to start. You don't need to have thousands of money up front just to start a hustle that you don't know if will be good or not. So this is another thing. This side hustle is easy to start, and it's really important. And the last thing which is good on this side hustle is the potential to scale up. Because a main reason of one of the good reasons of a side hustle is something you start on your side, on the side of your job, or on the side of something that you do, and that thing can become your main thing. That thing can become your main source of income. It can become a business. It can become something that can be that thing that will save your life, that will make your life, that will make you rich, that will give you independence, financial independence. Because that's one of the main things of life, or one of the main things that I chase on my life is financial independence. Like live from passive income. That's one of the main things. And if you're building a side hustle with that in mind, then that side hustle that you're building can become something, or can be the start of something that will save your life and make you passive income and make you retire early and live only from income that your hustles or your businesses or your properties give to you. So need to have this potential as well. Okay. All right. So the side hustle I'm talking about, it's not food delivery. In this channel, I talk a lot about food delivery, but food delivery doesn't fit on it because food delivery is a big hustle. You're gonna be hustling outside, doing orders and fucking your car, like spending petrol. Food delivery is really good for quick money. Quick money. If you want quick money, you go get a food delivery app, Uber Eats, Deliveroo, just eat, and you're gonna have like quick money, but it's not good long term, if you know what I mean. All right, so the side hustle I'm talking about is reselling. All right, guys, reselling. Getting things for cheaper and then selling it for a profit. And this business model or this hustle model has many types of uh, branches or things that you can do on reselling. For example, you could resell clothes on Vinted, shoes on Vinted, but the same concept of reselling can work for a car. You can resell cars. You can get a car and you can flip cars. You can get a car for cheaper, you fix it, and then resell for profit. You can even do it in large scale with property. You get property, you fix it, you refurb it, and then resell for profit. So this business model or hustler model works in a very small scale, like selling fucking shoes on Vinted, or it can work massively on a massive scale, selling properties or selling luxury cars. But you can see the system here, it's simple. All right? Now, on my case, how am I doing reselling? First of all, we have a very nice platform at this day, which is Vinted and eBay. All right. So Vinted and eBay is the best for a person that's starting out from nothing. You don't have any money. You don't have any type of rich family. You don't have anything that will support you, and you want to make extra money as a side hustle. The easiest thing is to use platforms like Vinted, like eBay, and like Facebook. And you're gonna go on these platforms and you're gonna sell items there for profit. All right. Now, one of the important things to do this is how you're gonna find the items, how you're gonna get items to sell, because these platforms, they are booming and I'm making a lot of profit on it. And uh, if you want me to share my Vinted account with you, please give me a comment and I will share my account with you. But at this moment now, on my Vinted account, I have £1,500 there. By the end of April, I'm gonna have even more, because at this moment now I have 1,500 and I have one more item to sell, and this item that I'm selling is high ticket. So I paid £800 on this item that's there for sale now, and I'm selling it for 1,300. When I sell it, my Vinted account will go from 1,500 to more than 2k. And with all these things that I told you at the beginning, it's making me good profits. I'm not hustling like I'm doing food delivery or other types of jobs. It was really easy to start. My first Vinted sale was really easy to start. I can do it from home. I started with not much money and has the potential to scale up, because if I build an inventory with many items on my Vinted account, I have chances to be making 200, 300 pounds per day only on Vinted. And I actually made it this month. There was one day this month that I made 240 pounds profit in one day. Okay? So I know what I'm talking about because I'm doing it and I'm testing many hustles. So I know reselling is one of the best hustles to do, and it's one of the easiest. All right? But going back, how are we going to find items then to sell, to start selling? Okay? On this example, let's focus on Vinted reselling, Vinted and eBay. When I say Vinted, you can also imagine eBay, because Vinted and eBay, they are both really good to do reselling. All right. So let's focus on this. But if you are interested also in other types of reselling and flipping, you can search on YouTube for how to flip cars, how to flip watches, how to flip houses. Houses is harder because you need to have a proper amount, big amount of money to flip a house, and probably you don't have all that money. But cars are really doable because there's so many cheap cars and people sell cars cheaper. So if you know how to look at the car and see if the car is selling for cheaper, you can get a car and then flip. All right, or you can even go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give you ideas on things that you can resell. But I do Vinted, so I'll be focusing on Vinted. Okay, so how are you gonna find items to flip, to resell on Vinted? Here, there's many ways that you can do. What I do and what I tried before, actually what I'm doing now is I'm using Vinted to resell on Vinted. And I know it sounds a bit cheeky, or it sounds a bit weird, right? You're gonna go on Vinted and you're gonna source items and then you're gonna resell on Vinted the same item. And at first I was skeptical, just like you probably are now. Like, how is that possible? How am I gonna go on Vinted, buy something there, and then resell on Vinted? Why the buyer just doesn't go there and buy straight away? And I thought that at first, but then I realized some things. Some people, first, they just want to sell their items fast, and they are not professional resellers. They just want quick money for their old things, so they don't care. What they do, they just list the item there with bad pictures, and the items sometimes doesn't have much care. The person didn't care much for the item, so or the item is like forgotten on their wardrobe or on their house, and they don't need that item anymore, and they just want a quick sale for that money. So they just list that below market value because they want to sell that quick. And the job of the reseller, of my job, is to be there monitoring the items that comes into Vinted that are under market value, that are below market value. Then you get the item, you clean that item, and then you relist that item with better picture, with better lighting, and with better marketing, with better branding. And then, surprisingly, a buyer that is on Vinted looking for an item will look at your item and will buy your item for more money because your item is well presented, is better presented because you cleaned it, you took better pictures, you made a better description. Then the buyer feels more comfortable, the buyer trusts more your listing because you making it look professional. And that's the opportunity. That's the big opportunity on Vinted, is find items that are not well listed, that needs a little bit of cleaning. You get that, you clean, you relist, and then you make the profit. All right, that's one of the ways you can find items to resell on Vinted and on eBay. Find on Vinted. The second place that you can find is through websites, like supplier websites. There are many supplier websites that offers second-hand items. Okay, and we'll be talking about in a minute. We'll be talking about the types of items that you can resell on Vinted, and the ones that I suggest and the ones that I do. Okay, so pay attention because this is really important as well. So the second thing is supplier websites. There's many websites on the internet that you can buy second-hand items and sell for profit on Vinted. This one, supplier's website, I never did. Okay, I never did this one, so I don't know if it's good enough. Probably there will be many videos on here on YouTube that can teach you this, but I never tried this, so I don't know if it's good enough. So is one possibility as well to find on these websites. The third option is you go out and you source items in charity shops and you source items on car boot sales. Okay, so you will need to go out and find items when you're out doing your walking, doing your shopping. So you pretty much go to shops, you find items offline in the streets, and then you buy that for cheap and then resell on Vinted. I didn't try this one as well because, as I say in the beginning, I want to do it from home. So my sourcing methods is on Vinted. I use Vinted. And the fourth method to find items is get items from China cheaper. For example, many people do that. They buy items from AliExpress or Shein or Chinese websites. You get items and products from Chinese websites, you get it very cheap, then you get it home, you make your own pictures, you make your own lighting, and then you relist the same items that you bought for cheaper on AliExpress and you resell for profit on Vinted. I've done this one as well. These are the two models that I've done. I've done getting items from China and then reselling for profit. It works really well. I made good profits doing it. And getting items from Vinted and then reselling on Vinted the same items. All right? And it works perfectly. All right? You need, of course, you need methods, you need systems, you need to know how to do it. All right? So it's like a skill. I'm building this skill now, and I know exactly how I search for an item, how I see if an item is good, and how I know if that item will give me profits or not. So I pretty much know how to do it now. If you want to know how to do it, I'll give you a chance to get a free report to see if you're prepared or not to start doing this side hustle. So I'll leave in the description. It's a quiz for free, and you're gonna reply some questions. And after you reply these questions, you're gonna have a free report telling you how to start doing this side hustle. And then you're gonna have like an action plan, everything for free, very easy. So if you want to start making money with this, just go in the description and you're gonna start knowing the techniques and the method to start making money this way. Okay, guys? Now, to finish the video, let's go quickly through types of items that can sell on Vinted. So I've sold many items on Vinted, and all of these items gave me profit. Okay, so jackets, I've sold shoes like trainers sells really well, jackets sell really well, football shirts sells really well, bags sells very well, like even cheap bags or designer bags sells really well. What else did I sell? I think it was this jackets. I sold jackets, trainers, football shirts, and bags, and all of them gave me profit. Of course, not every item will give you profit, and when you gain experience, you start knowing more. Also, Vinted works really well because of brands. People want designer brands or very nice brands, very well-known brands, and they want those brands cheaper. That's why Vinted is so good. And it's our chance to put our hands in designer brands secondhand and sell them for profits. Because if we're gonna buy or if we're gonna open a shop, like a shop in a shopping center or in a high street, for you to sell those brands, you need a license. And on Vinted, we can sell brands that we would never imagine having a license, and we can put our hands on those brands and sell it for profit. So it's like we are like second-hand licensed sellers. So that's why it works so well, because we're putting our hands in very nice brands and we're selling it for much cheaper than the person could buy in the shop. And the opportunity is here. We just need to find where the items are, how well they're priced, and then we buy, and then we make them look better, we take nice pictures, and then we make the profit. Okay, guys, that was the video from today. Thank you so much. If you want to know how to start this side hustle, this reselling side hustle, go in the description, get your free report, and you're gonna have an action plan to start today. Alright, guys, thank you. Also subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and yeah, our channel is nearly with 110 subscribers, so we need 3 more for 110. So if you like this video, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.